Torrel Jazz Johnson, Fathers and Sons magazine, here at the Danny Green basketball camp, here with Danny Green Sr. and Terrell Harris, whose sons are Long Island products and NBA players. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, we're doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
Blessed. Doing good.
So, a question. What are some memories that you both have from when your sons were around this age participating in basketball camps like this?
I just remember them as a young age that they always seemed like they were ahead of their time. They seemed to always have a love for the game early on, and they enjoyed playing it, you know, with their brothers and their family. So that's what I remember.
Or just getting them to learn how to work hard, which is just like these kids here. You know, they come to the camp and they're trying to get better. You know what I mean? Pushing them to get as better as they possibly can get.
Now, we were at your son's basketball camp a couple of weeks ago. What does it mean for him to give back to the community in this way?
It means a lot because other players, professional athletes, gave back when he was young, and that was a motivation to him to like keep working hard and that they can make it. So so it means a lot to see them having a camp, coming, working his camp, coming to Danny's camp, giving back. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times in this basketball world, these professional athletes don't give back. And especially when you have like me and Danny Sr., we're competitors. We play basketball against each other. But a lot of times it comes to a point when you're competitors and you have kids, you still put your competitors aside. You still want to come together and work as a unity, as family. You know, we were always friends, but you know, everybody has a competitor, but you still want to like, okay, we're competitive. Let us come together as one. And let's work together. And we've been doing that ever since our kids been in the league, and we're going to expand that, which is important. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about that. You know what I mean?
What about you, Danny? What does it mean to you to see Danny get back to the community like this?
I'm on the same page as Terrell. You know, I think it keeps the kids grounded, keeps them, you know, humble, which is important. And the higher you go up and the more successful you are, I believe the more humble you should be. And this right here is just part of that plan to keep the humility, understanding, never forgetting where you came from, where your roots were. And like Terrell said, there was some guy who came in and spoke to Danny. Both those kids went to camps. They paid their dues. They listened to some NBA player to give them the hope and inspire them to achieve to the highest level. And we're just blessed that they were able to do that.
What lesson did you instill in Danny that you see him, you look at him and say, wow, I'm proud that he listened to me and he does that today? What are some examples of some things like that?
I think what I'm about to say, and I think Torrel will agree, is that not only did they listen, but it seems to me they're better human beings than they are basketball players. You understand? They have good character, good morals. That is more important as a parent than it is. If my kid didn't make the NBA, I'd still be proud of him because of the person that he is. You understand? So to me, that was like the most important lesson that he took, that he's courteous, he's considerate, he's polite. Those are the things that make him come back, and Tobias as well, to give back and do those things. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't be doing these things. So that's what makes me the most proud.
And what about you?
I would agree with what Danny's saying, definitely, because that's the most important, raising good kids, you know what I mean? Responsible kids, respectable kids. And the basketball is just extra on the top, on that, you know what I mean? So, because if you look at basketball, if you have an injury, it's over with. Now, who are you as a person? You know what I mean? That's more important, you know what I mean, building character. So that to me is important to see. Well, not only Tobias, but all my kids.
So, and speaking, you both have other kids as well. What's the point to let your son or your children make their mistakes on their own, and when do you decide to step in and say, hey, you need to do this way? What's the fine line, and how do you make that decision? Well,
the thing is, we as parents, we're always parents no matter what, but our main responsibility is to prepare our kids for life when they get 18 years old. Now, at that point, every individual is going to make mistakes. So we're there to help them overcome that, but you still got to let them make their mistakes as grow as a man or a woman. You know what I mean? Because if we can't continue to oversee them a whole life, so they have to. You hope and you pray that by you preparing them to 18, that they will make good decisions. And you're always constantly, giving them advice, but really, ultimately, they got to make that decisions themselves. And then, if they make mistakes, then we have to be there to help them out, how to deal with that mistake. But they have to learn. I just find myself with my boys and my daughters that I'm trying to grow men. I'm trying to. My sons, I want them men, you know what I mean? I want my daughters to be women, you know what I mean? So I can't hinder them their whole life. So sometimes parents, you got 18 years old, you got to let them go. You're on your own. I hope I did my job. That's basically how it is, Yeah.
Final question, and again for both of you, what's the most rewarding thing to you for fatherhood?
The most rewarding thing is what I just told you earlier, is that they're upstanding people with good character. They give back to the community, whether it's doing camps, whether it's doing beautification projects, whether it's just patting a kid on the back and giving them some encouragement. To me, that's the most rewarding thing. Seeing our kids do well professionally is nice, but more important is the character issue for me.
Well, most important was exactly the same thing Danny said to the kids, and then also seeing them have God in their life and carry out the mission that all of us should be doing in God's eyes. That's very important. That's the most. That's really the most important first, and then the second word, kind of Danny was saying, because like me and Danny, because I know I can say for myself, without God, I wouldn't even be in this position to be married 34 years, I have 6 kids, and they're at where they're at today, So yeah. So I got to give all praise.
You were doing all right.
I got to give all praise to God, because I'm a kid from Harlem, New York. I don't know how I did it, but I do know how I did it. It was through the Lord. So if my kids can in the grain take that God, then that's the most important. That's it, really.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I know you got to get back to the kids who just finished eating, but enjoy the rest of the day. And you guys are really an inspiration to me, and I'm sure you are an inspiration to the people that watch this as well.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.